Beep beep everybody. Hope you're all having a great day today. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. Today I'm doing basically what I call a catch-all video where I cover stuff that normally doesn't fall under the scope of any of the other videos I do. And this is basically like neat stuff that I bought off of eBay or a website called the Card Swap, which is now some part of something called the Hobby Swap, but the old website still exists. Let me get my paperwork ready. There's no way for me to remember everything that's in this pile. I haven't done one of these since the middle of May, so it's been a while. It's not as big of a pile as I thought it would be, so apparently I haven't been buying as much as I usually do. But yeah, let's go over the card swap first. And this is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on 2021 Topps Chrome astrologically aligned insert, and this is the black parallel, and this one is numbered 8 out of 10, and that cost me $35. I thought that was a pretty cool card. At the time when I think I bought these back in May, I don't think there was a sale going on at the time, but currently I believe there's like if you buy 3 cards, it's 20% off your order. Don't quote me on that. That might change by the time I load this video up, but it seems like monthly they have some sort of a sale, and it varies from month to month. This is from 2022 Topps update. This is a short print variation showing Cal Ripken Jr. riding in a Corvette. That one I paid $7 for. And this is from 2024 Topps Tribute. This is the orange parallel of Rafael Devers, and this one's got the neat numbering of 25 out of 25. I always think it's pretty cool when you get either the first one or the last one in a serial number, but definitely neat. This one I paid $7 for. The Card Swap also makes their own custom cards, and I saw this one. I thought this was really cool. Sadly, Bob Uecker passed away back in January, but here's a pretty cool photo of him playing a tuba. I believe that's a tuba, and it's got a neat refractor thing going on. And on the back it says Card Swap Customs, also with him on the back. So I like to check these out every now and then. This one cost me $5. I do buy custom cards from time to time. I tend to buy them of players that are showcased in the memorials that I do for players that passed away. Sometimes they never had a card issued while they were playing. They may have just played for a week or a couple of weeks, and their statistics are like 3 games or 12 games, and for whatever reason Topps didn't think that warranted a card for them, or they didn't show up in the rookie cards, the ones that have 2 or 3 players on it. So yeah, a lot of them didn't end up having cards, and sometimes I'm left with buying custom cards just to showcase that video, and I'm fine with that. So a lot of custom cards out there are nicely done. It's a mixed bag, but there are some nice looking ones out there, and I will buy some every now and then, especially if it's a player I'm really interested in. This is another custom card made by the Card Swap. This is called the Shohei Ohtani Oil Spill. I think that's a really pretty cool design. Again, it's got a refractor thing going. And it's got their old website address, thecardswap.net, which still operates, I think, in parallel with the hobbyswap.net. I'm not sure if they're going to phase out the old website, but you can go to either one, I think, and still buy cards. This is a business card, the hobbyswap.net, so there's the URL if you want to check the website out. Definitely a lot of interesting stuff there. I like to go there every now and then, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, and pick up some stuff. And send along this free item. This is a Manny Machado, and it looks like it's just printed on paper, so I don't know, it might be a proof. It's not on the usual card stock that the custom ones are done. There's nothing on the back. So, yeah, I do collect Manny Machado cards, so this one will definitely be a nice addition to the collection. I don't think I'll be able to ever checkmark this in the trading card database if I ever get around to cataloging my collection, but this is a nice addition. All right, let's go on to stuff that I bought on eBay, and I have this divided up into different topics. low-numbered cards. We'll start off with those. This is from 2017 Topps Heritage Minors. It is the home run leaders featuring Dylan Cozens, Rhys Hoskins, and Matt Chapman. And this one was numbered 2 out of 25, and I paid $7 for that. Here's Jose Altuve. This is on 2022 Donruss. It's an artist proof, and it is numbered this way, 8 out of 10, and I paid $5 for that. And we got Andrew McCutchen. This is from 2021 Topps Now Road to Opening Day. It's the orange parallel, and it's got a neat numbering of 1 out of 5, which I thought was pretty cool. I paid $12 for that. I do collect Andrew McCutchen cards. On to autos. Mario Mendoza, yeah, the guy that is famed for the famous Mendoza line. Try to get that out of my mouth correctly, because he was struggling with hitting 200 one season. He did finish his career quite a bit over that Mendoza line, but there are a few players out there that fall under it, and I was thinking about maybe doing a video in the future of players that stuck around for 8 seasons but still had a career average under 200. So I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to do this video, so hold your horses. It could be a month or two, but I'm looking into it. I'm probably going to have to buy some cards of these players. I don't think I have very many for some of them. So yeah, Mario Mendoza autograph. That was pretty cool. I got that one for $10. That was from 2019 Topps Archives Fan Favorites. I've always wanted to get an autographed card of Gary Maddox, and finally got one. This is from 2006 Fleer Greats of the Game, and this one also cost me $10. Gary was one of my favorite players growing up. Regularly played center field for the Phillies, and I think won several Gold Gloves. So I was happy with that. Matt Chapman, this is from 2018 Topps Big League. This is the gold parallel, numbered 88 out of 99, and also an auto. That one cost me $10. Paul Lo Duca. This is from 2005 Donruss Recollection Collection. What these were buybacks. This was a buyback of a 2002 Donruss card, and they would get the player to sign it on the card. It's got an embossed stamp right there, and on the back it's numbered 18 out of 34. That one cost me $10. Kind of curious about the Recollection Collection. I think I have maybe one other card from it that I bought quite some time ago. It was Panini's version of buybacks, like Topps does. So pretty neat. Definitely did not have a Lo Duca auto, but now I do. All right, now we're getting to the fun stuff. Miscuts. This is 1980 Topps Bill Bonham. This is Bill Bonham up here, but the name appears down here, and I thought that was pretty cool. So what happened with this card is, back in 1980, they had extra spots on the sheets because it was a 726 card set, and prior to that, not sure when they switched from 660 to 726. I think it was in 1978 they switched to 726. I might be wrong about that. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And what they did was they ended up double printing some cards. So on the 1980 sheets, the double print cards appear in one row across the sheet and then in the second row. So underneath Bill Bonham is another Bill Bonham card. So I thought that was pretty cool to pick up a miscut of Bill Bonham showing the other Bill Bonham card below it. I thought that was really cool. I haven't checked to see if there were any other ones out there. I do have pictures of the sheets that I found on, what was it called? Heritage Auctions website. They had like JPEGs of the sheets, and I downloaded them all because I'm really interested in this particular set. And so looking for oddities like that will become helpful by having pictures of those on my laptop. This also has a neat little printing orb up here above his baseball cap. I'm not sure if that's that's actually dirt on the, that's on the card saver here. Should have probably checked that before I started. And here's the back of that. So definitely a cool miscut there. This one is 1981 Topps. This is Rich Gale of the Royals. What happened here is I found three 1981 Topps miscuts that a seller was selling for $3, so I grabbed it. The other two miscuts were just your typical miscuts, but this one, I'm not sure if they showed the backs of the cards on the eBay listing or not. I don't remember that. So I didn't realize this until I was inspecting them. Oh, there is also a little blue spot here on the cap, a printing orb there. So it also has a printing orb as well, or what some collectors call fish eyes. But on the back, it's got Rich Gale here, the card here, a portion of the card up here, and you could barely make out another thing up here in this corner. So it's showing parts of 4 cards on the back, and I like it when they do that. Sounds kind of weird. On the front, it doesn't show, well, there's a little bit of black over here, so maybe it's showing a piece of a card there. But without knowing for sure, we'll just stick with 2 on the front and 4 on the back. So I think that's pretty neat. Don't come across too many that show more than just 2 cards, but that one does. This one has a similar thing going on. This is from 1976 Topps. This is Rich Folkers. I bought this in a large lot of common cards. I'm trying to complete the 1976 Topps set, and in order to get the common cards, it's a lot easier and cheaper to find sellers that are willing to sell them in a lot of 100 cards or so. I think this lot had over 300 cards in it. And I found this in the lot and pulled this out because I thought it was pretty cool. What's going on here is the same thing as the Rich Gale card. There's a card over here, portion of a card up here, and in the very corner, you could see the very corner of a 4th card. So again, a 4-card back and a 2-card front. So pretty cool. Was happy about that. Okay, we're going back to 1948. I don't run into very many pre-1950 cards that are miscuts, and this one is Johnny Mize. This one I had to pay up quite a bit for. This one cost me $40. I think it was cheaper than the cards that were not miscuts that were listed on eBay at the time. Don't run into these very often. I don't look for them too much. The back is just off center, but the front shows another card to the right. So 1948 Bowman. It's not the oldest card I have that's a miscut, but it is one of the oldest. All right, Rafael Devers. This is from 2021 Topps opening day. This is a uniform relic, and it cost me $20, just like what it says here. And on the back, it's miscut. And I don't come across very many miscuts of relic cards, but here I have finally got one to add to the collection. So this is definitely a nice thing to find. It would be neat to see a miscut where the card gets cut across the piece of fabric or the bat. That would be really cool to see. Although I suspect if they cut it there, there's a good chance it may slide out and you might not actually find it. But I haven't come across any like that. I suspect if you do, it's probably pretty rare, but definitely neat. First one I've seen. Like I said, I've only been looking for these for the last 2 years or so, and this was the first I saw. All right, now I got a numbered one that's a miscut. This is what the normal one looks like. This is from Panini Spectra 2021. This is Yu Darvish, and it's a die cut card, and it is numbered 19 out of 25 on the back. And this one is a miscut. You can see the difference between the two. The player is shifted much further to your left, and you can see parts of other cards over here. And the die cut was, so there must be other ones out there, I suspect. This one is number 22 out of 25, and I paid $12 for that. Not too bad. Okay, now this is a weird one, and I had to put these in here because I don't have any other way to store them because they're teeny. Look at this. Let me see. That's not a great one. Here we go. teeny tiny miscut cards from 1991 Topps Micro. That's Pedro Guerrero. And this was a lot of 18 of them, and I only paid $5 for this. And there's the back of that. This one was Roger Craig. And I can't. It's hard to read the writing. It's like so small. Jeff Pico. Kevin Romine. Craig Lefferts. That one's really cool one. That's a nice looking one there. Maybe I might use that as the. I don't know what I'll use that for. I'm just wondering which one I'll use as a thumbnail for this video. Ron Darling. I don't know if I want to go through all of them, but yeah, there were 18 of them. And it's kind of hard to read because it's a small text. Storm Davis. Derek May. Right? Don Zimmer. That one's kind of just off center. Kirk McCaskill. Yeah, some of these are just a bit off center. Kevin Seitzer and Ken Howe. I wonder if they make top loaders for these. That's Willie Fraser. I'll just flip it around so I can. Jim Gantner. Burt Blyleven. I can't make that one out. Greg Smith. Okay. Glenn Braggs. And Bill Pacoda. So pretty cool, huh? Micro mini cut or micro miscuts. Definitely excited to have got those. I didn't even think that they would have miscuts for those. I think they were only issued as factory sets. I don't think they were ever issued in packs. But I might be wrong. You never know. Oddballs. Randy Milligan. This is from 1990 Donruss, and this has a very bizarre looking printing flaw here where there's a yellow blob and kind of a pink arc in the middle of it. Almost looks like a smiley face without eyes. I did look this over, and it was not something that was done afterwards. You would be able to pick up like a marker or something like that under a black light, and it's definitely part of the card. So I thought that was really, really weird. And yeah, I don't know what would have caused that. Probably some sort of debris or something got onto it, and I'm not sure why yellow and pink came through. Yeah, I'm not really sure how that one happened, but definitely cool. All right, 2024 Topps Archives. We have some printing flaws from just last year. And what you can see here is there is a light white shading across Giancarlo Stanton's face there. That's not supposed to be there. And I thought that was pretty neat. I paid $3 for this card. Nothing wrong on the back. So yeah, in 2024, there are printing flaws occurring. We thought we were done with this stuff, but we're not. This has a big shade of like white. You can see what's happening to his helmet there. It's partly gray and partly like speckled and stuff. That should be all red. And here's the full red ink down here at the bottom. This is Nolan Gorman, and I also paid $3 for this one too. So we are seeing printing flaws even in newer cards, which kind of surprised me to come across. This is a normal 1981 Topps Bill Madlock, and this is a not so normal 1981 Topps Bill Madlock, where it seemed like the black ink had been sort of like, I don't know, doubled up in some way, and they didn't line up. You can see how much darker the cap is, and you can see in the border the difference between these two. I paid $5 for both cards. They sold both cards together so that you can compare the two. Nothing wrong with the backs, but yeah, don't see this too often. Here's another modern one. This is from 2024 Topps Update. This is an orange cracked ice, I think, foil. I'm not sure. What's going on with this one is, I don't know if you can make it out. This is kind of hard to picture on here. Yeah, I'm having a difficult. I knew I was going to have a hard time with this. Yeah. All right, now you can see it. There's the dark Wade Jr. underneath the actual printed Wade Jr. And you could see a shadow here of the Giants logo underneath it, and you can see a shadow under here. And if we go up here, you can see there's a bit of something going on there. It's basically looks like a color shift on a modern card, which I was not expecting to see. I thought that this kind of stuff didn't happen as much as it used to happen back in the 60s, going into the 70s, where color shifts, or what some folks like to call registration errors. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. This is also a numbered card, 204 out of 299, and I did spend $12 for this one. I know that seems like a lot, but I don't know how prevalent this is. I don't know if you got to think these were printed in sheets, and if they made this mistake on one card that's part of a sheet, it might be on other cards in the sheet as well. Just really not sure. I don't know how the printing process works today. I believe it's a bit different than it used to be. Go back to 1980 Topps, and here's Mickey Klutz with a lot of stuff happening on his card. There is scattered pink all throughout the background, and as it crosses into the green area on his cap, it's like yellow splotches, and you can see a lot of them going on down here in the A's banner. Nothing is appearing on the top banner or in the border of the card. There is white in this little blue border here. Nothing is going on the back. Definitely a weird looking card. Let's see. I paid $10 for that. Don't see these very often, and if they're around that kind of price tag, I scoop them up when I can. You never know what you might find out there. Some sellers might be selling these things for a couple $100s. I just can't see spending that kind of money on that. But when I do find them at this price, yeah, I grab them. I have not seen anything quite like this before. I'm sure there are others out there, and I'm sure some of you that are really into collecting this stuff probably are aware of some other ones like this. But this is the first time I've seen anything this widespread on a card. Pretty cool looking, huh? You could say it's a splotch parallel back before they did parallels. All right, these two are Oral Hershiser, and these are from 1988 Star. They're both promo cards, I believe. This one has promo down here. It also doesn't have any other text. Well, there's some text on here. Sorry, I was wrong about that. There's some text on the back for the Star Company. I believe these are just proof copies. I don't think that these were actually issued to the public this way. And as you can see, they're really blurry, so they have a color shift going on. And this one also very blurry, and you can sort of see it down here. There's like yellow here. That yellow should be lined up with the rest of it, and that's what's causing the blur. So I picked these up for $7.50 each. Don't come across them very often. Well, this is the first time I've actually seen something like this. Proof cards, sometimes they do require or they have some high price tags on some of them. It may be because there are only a few of them, or maybe just one. I don't know. 1968 Topps. This is another color shift. This is the A's rookie stars, Roberto Rodriguez and Darrell Osteen. And as you can see, the light over here, the yellow or whatever color that is, has shifted to the right here and here, giving this rather blurry effect. You can see it up here. The A's thing looks sort of like blue, yellow, and red. Pretty cool looking, huh? So definitely another one. I got this one for $1. And the last card, we're going back to 1950 Bowman. This is Walker Cooper. And let's see if I can get this to zoom properly. Maybe I ought to pull the card out. This is kind of a dirty top loader they sent this in. Yeah, we'll pull the card out too. You see it's kind of blurry. Try to get this to focus. You see there, right here along the left of his face, there's an outline that shouldn't be there. It's been shifted to the left. So this is a color shift from a 1950 Bowman card. First one I've seen from this far back. I'm sure there probably are others. It's just you don't come across them very often. It also has a little printing orb on his forehead. So it's got multiple things going on. And I guess you could see it in this this netting back here. There's a little bit of a shadow. These should be single lines, but it looks like there's a line just to the left. So this had a color shift to the left. Or maybe to the right. Well, it looks like to the left based on this line over here. But over on this side of the card, the image is to the right of the border a little bit. So pretty neat. Nothing going on the back. Looks like normal stuff back there. So my first color shift or registration error from pre-1950 whatever. This is 1950 Bowman. This is the oldest one I've come across. I paid $9 for that. So there you go. That is our weird stuff that we found on eBay, plus a couple other things. It seems like I'm focusing more and more on the weird stuff. And I sort of wonder if maybe I ought to just leave off like low-numbered cards and Aldos and just do miscuts and oddballs. Because to me, that's the fun stuff. It seems, based on some of the comments, other folks seem like that's kind of neat stuff to look at. I don't know. We'll see down the line. Maybe I'll do some more. I would like to do some more detailed ones on miscuts and oddballs that I've accumulated over the last couple years, and I've even found some that were in my collection from back when I was a teenager. I've got a really cool 1981 Topps Paul Dade card that has like a swirly mix of colors, like in a big blob down in the bottom of it. And I saw one card like that on eBay. They were asking a lot for it. If they were asking for like $20 or less, I probably would have grabbed it so I could have two of them, because it's just such a strange one. And I remember seeing the card when I was young. I don't have it with me right now, but I'll show it in a future video if I ever get around to doing this. But I remember seeing it on the card, and I was like, that's strange, and never thought much of it again, and just put it in my 1981 Topps box with the other cards. But now that I understand printing issues with these things, it makes it even more neat that I've had it for this long. Anyway, stop rambling, get moving on so you folks can get on to whatever video you're going to watch next. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. Take care, and don't forget to leave a beep beep in the comments section. Beep beep, everybody.